I want to ask you a question. What blocks and limits successful outcomes in achieving goals? Now, a lot of people have a lot of different answers. It could be doubt, lack of confidence, low self-esteem, lack of direction, just not knowing what to do, and misdirection. Somebody saying, here's what you should be doing, and it's not. Lack of knowledge, and also an accumulation of stress, the buildup of all the energy that's negative emotion that actually creates a block, and also beliefs. But the question is, does any of this sound familiar to you? Does any of this ring true for you? There's a word that all of this can come into play, and it's a word that most people have thought as trivial or just beaten and overused, and it's mindset. You see, it's the way we think. The problem is most thought patterns are repeated from earlier in life. When a same or similar situation ever comes up in life, what happens is the mind resorts to that experience, and then we act like we did then. Have you ever said to somebody, it was unbelievable? It was like I was 5. I mean, I acted like, I don't know, like I was 7 or 8, because you became that age again by tapping into a pattern that's stored in your mind, and then it got triggered. Whenever you say, but I knew better, when you know better and you still do something else, this is everything that's in here getting in the way. It's holding you hostage. What was is holding what is and what could be hostage. You see? But there are ways to find the key to undo the shackle, to remove the invisible wall. It's what we call the past, or what was. So why is what was, that's over, affecting us now? It's because it's not addressed, it's not dealt with, or you're not even aware that this is where everything begins. Think about that invisible wall. Think about a thought that you have of what you want to do, need to do, and you know will be beneficial and helpful, but yet for whatever reason or reasons, as we say, you can't get out of your own way. Keep this phrase in mind, folks. This is one tip in today's show that will help you out tremendously. The thought is more overwhelming than the task. Because every time you procrastinated and then did something, you thought, well, it wasn't such a big deal. The thought is more overwhelming than the task. So here's the deal, folks. Everything is an inner game. Jack Nicklaus, the great golfer, had once said, golf's a game of inches, and the most important 7 are between your ears. So life is like the golf game. The thing that people overlook, don't understand, are held hostage by, limited by, is what's in here. But most people, and maybe you said this, say, oh, I don't go there. It's because you don't know how to manage those thoughts and feelings. So what most people do is they avoid, they ignore, they're distracted with unhealthy behaviors, or what you think is a healthy behavior, like being busy. But a lot of people are just being busy as a distraction when all that busyness isn't creating any kind of outcome, achievement, accomplishment. So until we get to the point where we understand that everything in life is an inner experience, everything that will happen outside of you has to happen internally first. There's a saying, if you can't see where you're going, your mind won't know how to get there. Okay? So the first thing we need to do is realize that the thoughts that we have, when managed properly, have massive power. But when not managed properly, that massive power works against us. And that's what we call getting in your own way. So we need to be able to learn the techniques, the strategies, the processes that are absolutely easy, comfortable, and less challenging than you could ever imagine, because it's like anything. Let's say I gave you a key, okay? You're shackled, you're being held hostage. You want to unlock the lock. But if you don't know how to use the key, you can't unlock the lock. You might put the key sideways in the lock, or you might not even look at the hole. You're looking at some other part of the shackle or chain. It could be that you put it in, it's upside down. You think this doesn't work. Keys work when you know how to use them. The processes, the techniques, and all the tools that are available are how we manage what's going on in here in order to manage what happens out here.